Well, maybe it's kind of speaking in general, but I would say that one thing I see in my the employees that are consistently exceeding expectations is they kind of have a bounce in their step. You can just see it when they walk down the hallway. They have an infectious smile. They have an infectious way that they talk, and they're just really energized. And that's something I find fairly consistent in the employees that exceed all the time. Boy, as a manager, to enable that bounce in the step, I guess it gets back to some of those other things I was saying. If I look back on it, it's really, there's a sweet spot when you're having a one-on-one with one of your employees, especially one of the really good ones, when you identify a particular task or role or a job that really matches up with what they want to do and what they're good at. And so I suppose if I were really not very good at that and kept misfiring on that, I wouldn't see that bounce in this step. But boy, when you hit it and when you just see somebody light up and they're like, oh, I really want to run that standards committee over here, and all that work sounds great and it just fits in with what I want to do, that really gets me excited. There are other jobs where people want to try something brand new. They actually don't have any background in it at all, but they kind of, if you look at your career as collecting a poker hand, and they want that fourth ace, and so they want to try something new to kind of collect that really good poker hand, and giving them opportunity to do that. Again, that can be another technique that really gets somebody really excited to branch out and be very successful. I think one of the keys to the conversation of talking about an employee's development is if they haven't thought about it deeply, have them really think deep about where they want to go and why. You know, what's really going to get them passionate? Is it the particular project they're working on, the people they're working with, the kind of problems that they're solving? Are they financially motivated? Do they want to climb the corporate ladder? What is it really passionate about? Once that's identified, I think my job as a manager is really to facilitate that. You know, get barriers out of the way, give them projects that will help them achieve those goals, and just basically be a mentor and a facilitator. Well, the first step I find, and it's kind of sound kind of funny, and creating attainable but really challenging goals for the employees, it starts with the interview process. It kind of starts with who you hire and kind of the gene set you look for when you hire. And I find when you hire really passionate, energetic, smart people who are really passionate about the space we're building, the hardest part about setting the goals is you kind of have to maybe separate what's real versus impossible. But I find people tend to be very highly motivated and very creative, and if you give them enough leeway, the hard part is kind of creating all the possibilities for them to attain those goals as opposed to kind of limiting what they're trying to do. There seem to be an infinite number of projects and exciting things that we can do as a software company. And again, because we tend to have teams that are really highly capable, smart, passionate people, there are way more ideas than we can practically get done. And so what I like to do is kind of take our business goals that we need to achieve and have the team participate in working with those business goals and the capacity of the team to figure out what kind of products and software and features we're going to get done in a given period of time. Now that said, everybody knows that if we get more capacity and if people work more efficiently, we can actually get more done. So a lot of times the more special projects and things that people would like to get done that the schedule won't allow for, they're highly motivated to get the current project done as efficiently and as best as possible so that they can then exercise their additional creative capabilities to get those extra projects done that they'd like.